Well, last week the Hughes family tragically lost their 4-week-old son Riley to whooping cough. He was too young to be vaccinated. And now the New South Wales and WA state governments are rolling out free vaccines for pregnant women to protect their newborns against this disease.
Two women campaigning for the cause, the Sunday Telegraph reporter Jane Hanson and Tony McCaffrey, who tragically lost her daughter Dana to whooping cough 6 years ago. We're proud to say they join us now. Tony, to you first. Dana was only 32 days old when she tragically was lost to you. What happened? Can you fill us in?
This is why this is affecting me so deeply, because both Riley and Dana were both 32 days old, and Dana developed what I thought was a cold. She was unsettled at night, and I kept going to the doctor and I kept being sent home. I was sent home 4 times, being told it was just a cold until she was tested. And when she tested positive for whooping cough, we went straight to the hospital, and within 5 days she was dead. And I guess my greatest heartbreak is that no one warned us about whooping cough. You can't protect your child from something you don't know about. And the day after she died, the New South Wales government contacted us to get permission to confirm her death, which we agreed to. And the next day they released free boosters in New South Wales for parents and grandparents and childcare workers, and then progressively they were released in Queensland, in Victoria, and to a limited degree in South Australia. And that was 6 years ago, and we thought, great, we've done something positive out of something terrible. But then in 2012 they started taking them all away again, and it's had tragic consequences. In 2012, just a month after they took the program away, another baby died, little Malachi Taylor in Queensland. And his parents, just like us, didn't get a warning, didn't get told they needed boosters. And it's happened again, and it's so sad and it's so frustrating that it keeps taking babies to die for governments to reintroduce something they should never have taken away.
Exactly.
Because it really does need to be a community approach. Everybody needs to be vaccinated. Jane, to you if I could, in the UK, pregnant women are actually offered whooping cough vaccinations during pregnancy. Tell us, what's been the result of that?
Well, in 2012 there was a spate of 12 babies that died in the UK, so they gave pregnant mothers in the 3rd trimester the booster, and baby deaths or infant deaths have dropped 90% since then. So what a fantastic result. But here in Australia, it's been slow on the uptake. That's why we're campaigning with the Sunday and Daily Telegraph for a national approach to this. Queensland and Northern Territory had already put this in place over a year ago. Victoria followed suit, but it really should not have taken the death of Riley Hughes to force Western Australia's hand and then New South Wales' hand. We still have South Australia, Tasmania and ACT to come on board. That's why we're asking for a national approach for this booster to be funded nationally and also promoted nationally, because if you don't, babies don't have any coverage for that first couple of months of their life, and 1 in 200 babies that get whooping cough will die. And as Tony will attest, it's a terrible thing to watch a baby go through. And so we're campaigning for this, and I think, you know, we've been campaigning for higher vaccination rates since 2013 with the No Jab, No Play campaign, because too many pockets in Australia were starting to slip below what's called herd immunity. Herd immunity is where 90%, over 90% of us are vaccinated. That way epidemics can't get a foothold. And let's not forget that the 2008 and 2011 epidemic that killed baby Dana, that started in the Byron Shire, which has a vaccination rate of something like 45%, which is just shameful, mainly because of the fear campaigns that have been going around.
But Jane, if these boosters, you know, could save tiny babies, if they could have saved Riley or Dana, why are we still talking about this? Why are vaccination rates so low?
Well, Tony has been campaigning for years on this, 6 years on this. It always comes down to a cost-benefit analysis, and I don't think that you really could put a price on a baby's life. The AMA is saying that as well. The AMA is calling on for a national approach for these boosters, but also with herd immunity, as Tony will tell you, you don't have herd immunity amongst adults with whooping cough, because it's worn off for most adults, and if you don't get your booster, you're not going to be covered. So, you know, the good thing is it covers you for tetanus as well. So get along. It's the beginning of the season. Get along and have a booster for your whooping cough to protect everyone around you, even your elderly parents. If they get whooping cough, it can affect them.
Yeah, thank goodness we're talking about it, just educating people, knowing. I mean, a lot of us think, oh, it lasts 10 years, when in fact it's a lot less than that. Tony, you're actually in contact with the Hughes family. What message did they want to get out?
I think, well, the Hughes family contacted us just after Riley had died on that day, you know, and the anguish that they're going through is exactly what we experienced. Not being told critical information, not being warned about something so simple as a vaccine that may have saved their life. They provided me with a statement, which I'll read out for them.
Please do.
So the Hughes family, we would like people to know that we were vaccinated, but sometimes family vaccination just isn't enough to protect the vulnerable. We need the community to be vaccinated. We have been touched to hear that so many people have gone out to get their whooping cough booster shot, that many pharmacies have even sold out. And we are pleased with the changes introduced by the New South Wales and WA governments, but it's too late to save my son, but I really hope we can save other babies and parents for the anguish we are suffering. And I'd just like to add to that, that the piece of critical information that the Hughes family missed out on was that a woman should get a booster in her third trimester. So part of what we need is, we do need this national approach to have the booster on the national immunisation program, because a disease does not stop at a state border. You know, there needs to be a consistent approach. And when you take the programs away, you also take away the information and warnings, and there needs to be clear advice on how often a pregnant woman should have one.
Look, thank you so much for coming in today, Tony. We really do appreciate your bravery on this. And Jane, you as well. It's such an important thing that we're getting out there, a very important message. The Hughes family have set up the Facebook page Light for Riley to raise money for the Princess Margaret Hospital Foundation. If you'd like to contribute, please go to our website for details. We'll be back with more mornings after this.